I manifested last-minute Taylor Swift tickets. For over a year, I was sad about not getting an access code to try for tickets. Last Friday, I called a Wembley Stadium again after calling and emailing countless times and being told no tickets were available. They gave me 2 tickets without even asking where I wanted to be seated, and they said I'd be in block 124, which is exactly the block I randomly chose when I scripted. To top it off, we had the best view, and my aisle seat helped with my mobility issues. She also played surprise songs that were close to my heart. It felt like it was all meant to be. I scripted once, I daydreamed, and while they told me no again on the phone, I spent about 5 minutes robotically affirming that I tried to swap their offer for Tuesday night tickets with Monday night tickets. I had given up on Monday, feeling everything was against me. Do not give up. This has been a 2-year journey for me since finding the law, and I've given up many times on various manifestations because the 3D world made me think things weren't working. But they are. You're the only one in control. I'm now embracing my I don't take no as an option mindset and believing in my power. I know it's time to fully trust and believe that everything else I want is on its way. Behold the magic. About 10 years ago, I wanted to sell my condo due to issues with the building and neighbors. I knew about LOA and had some understanding of subconscious programming, but not Neville's techniques. My condo had been on the market for 2 years with no offers. In September, I decided to change the situation, got a new realtor, and hoped for a turnaround. I started scripting the situation as I wanted it to happen, which helped focus my intention. My faith and belief fluctuated. Some days I thought it would work, and other days I had doubts. I wrote that I wanted a single male with good financials to buy the place, that he was pre-approved, the specific amount I was selling for, and the transaction would go smoothly. My main technique was repeatedly writing down a small statement on paper, filling the whole page. Think Bart Simpson writing on the blackboard. While writing, I would get into the wish fulfilled through feeling and visualization. Around the end of October, I stopped because I gave up. In early December, my realtor showed the place to a buyer who liked it and had everything in place. We quickly settled into a contract, and the transaction went smoothly, just as I had written. Everything happened so fast that I had to vacate by a certain date without having a new place to move to. I didn't ask for more money. Buying into the market is bad mentality, which at the time was my lack of understanding of abundance. Now I know much more and have manifested many interesting things. Visualization manifests the fastest, but scripting can be helpful for specific requirements. Writing helped me focus on the essentials of what I was trying to manifest and created ease and comfort with the situation. Repetitively writing something can put the mind into a SATS-like state or a flow state, making it a great combination with other Neville techniques. July 2021 was the worst month of my entire life. One very specific incident was the butterfly effect that led to a series of unfortunate downfalls as a result. My partner and I were having the summer of our lives on a 3-week road trip across America. One evening, while driving, we got pulled over, and after searching our car, we got charged for marijuana. Or rather, my partner did. This was a place where officers are not kind about marijuana, and they are even less kind to non-white folk. So you can imagine how awful that experience was. Long story short, it was the beginning of an uphill battle and affected many areas of our lives. I've used the law successfully in many areas of my life and have done so for many years, especially in gaining things for myself and others, and has been relatively easy for me to manifest because I don't hold any negative feelings about things. But this incident set a deep fear in me that changed perspective, and for the first time in my life had me experiencing deep depression because this was legal stuff and had consequences in real life. And to me, it seemed to be out of my control. I began reading Neville and decided to try revision. I had nothing to lose from trying, and one thing about me is, if I commit to trying something, I give it my all. I trust no one and only allow myself to believe it by putting it into practice myself and being the proof. so I did. I scripted often and would revise the scene in which we got pulled over. I would keep imagining me driving the speed limit and not speeding and making it through the dust storm, and my partner laughing with no worries or lawyer troubles because there was no marijuana charges. And just being in that scene in my imagination over and over felt so comforting and so real. It became my escape. I had no choice to believe it true. Yesterday, President Biden pardoned thousands of people convicted of marijuana possession under federal law. My partner's record will be clean again, just like I revised. And I'm so grateful. So I've been writing in my magic journal for a while now. And I know the power comes from me, not the journal, but before I write in it, I say, everything I write on these pages comes to life. 3 months ago, I wrote that I would get the perfect part-time job for me, after having a lot of trouble in my life with employment-related things. I applied for a lot and was nervous until one day, in my current job, I found a fortune from a cookie lying on the floor that said, "Lotus blossoms smell better when you stop." And since that moment, I was reminded that I need to stop stressing and know that it will fall into my lap. Within 24 hours, I received a job offer and did my first day at the perfect job for me. I met a coworker there too. Her name was Leah, and she asked for my contact info so we can coordinate schedules. Suddenly, I realized I had written something with that name in my journal, and when I got home, I checked. 3 months ago, I wrote just a practice thing that I imagined and forgot. I scripted something like, "Today, I met a beautiful woman, and she asked for my number, and I gave it to her. Her name started with an L. I think it was Leah." I freaked out. The perfect job and an unimportant manifestation all in one, as soon as I stopped worrying. Been a long time Neville fan. This is probably my biggest manifestation so far. Long story short, I manifested my current job in the global headquarters of a huge company while doing the job I hated and having zero related experiences in the field I wanted to work in. About a year ago, I wrote something about my ideal job with 3 specific criteria and then dropped it. These criteria were about the location and the size of the company, as well as my ideal position. At the end of 2022, I started looking for a job that fits the above criteria. But due to my poor self-concept, soon I started feeling disempowered by the 3D. Getting my dream job seemed impossible. I gave up and I accepted a job offer that I actually didn't really like. Soon, I regretted it. I hated that job. I hated the culture, the environment, and some people in that company. Overall, the job was pretty painful. I couldn't take it anymore, and after a month, I decided to see if there was other chances out there on the job market. I applied for my current job. It all went so well, I didn't even really know why. I did a good job in the first 2 interviews, so good that during the last interview they told me directly they would give me the offer. Before receiving it, I didn't know the exact salary or the onboarding date, so I visualized receiving the offer letter and seeing the amount of money. The rest of the letter was blurry, but the amount of money and the month of onboarding were clear. I did it once and I dropped it. When I received the offer letter, I saw the exact same amount of money, more than twice my previous salary, and the month just how I visualized them to be. Now that I look back on what I wrote, my current job fits all the 3 criteria that I scripted. I actually got this job offer 3 months ago, but I still would like to share it. And it's also a reminder to myself that I can do and have everything I want. I hope this post encourages you too. Thank you guys for watching. You probably noticed there is a slightly different visual style this video. And if you were keeping track of the screen, there were a couple journal entries during some of the stories. Those were the scripting entries that people included in their manifestation posts. So just to give you guys a little bit more evidence for the success stories. Again, thank you, and there will be more coming soon.